Originally published in Mademoiselle magazine in December 1956, Truman Capote's A Christmas Memory stands as a timeless piece. The narrative transports readers back to rural Alabama, where the author's childhood unfolded, to recount a magical Christmas shared between 7-year-old Buddy and his elderly cousin. The heart of the story lies in the duo's devoted holiday preparations, baking 31 fruitcakes for their unique group of friends, adorning a grand Christmas tree, and exchanging handcrafted kites. Through these activities, the tale unveils the profound love shared by these two social outsiders. Recognized as a holiday classic, A Christmas Memory saw television adaptations in 1967 and 1999. The story's opening places readers in the early 1930s, with a first-person narrator inviting them to envision a late November morning over 2 decades prior. Memories unfurl in the present tense, chronicling the narrator's past. The narrative commences with the 7-year-old protagonist situated in the kitchen of an old rural house. Beside the window stands the narrator's best friend, a woman in her 60s who retains a childlike essence. This woman, a distant cousin, affectionately dubs the protagonist Buddy, a name once held by her childhood companion from the 1880s. The house shelters other family members, wielding authority and often bringing tears, yet their presence fades in comparison to the unbreakable bond Buddy and his friend share. With the utterance, "It's fruitcake weather," from Buddy's friend, the Christmas season commences. This ritual marks the inception of their holiday preparations, characterized by the baking of fruitcakes for friends. Their journey outdoors, accompanied by their cherished dog Queenie, leads to the collection of the required pecans. They also bring along a dilapidated baby carriage that once belonged to Buddy from his infancy. Despite its near disintegration, this old buggy has stood as a loyal companion, a reliable vessel for their various collections from the woods and fields, flowers, ferns, firewood, and more. On this particular day, its purpose is to transport their haul of pecans. Devoting an entire day to the task, the friends painstakingly gather pecans that have already fallen from the trees in a nearby orchard. Hidden among frosty blades of grass, these nuts pose a challenging endeavor to retrieve. The assistance of their family members is not forthcoming during this venture. Subsequently, Buddy and his friend confront the issue of procuring the remaining ingredients required for the fruitcakes. Their financial resources are meager due to the control their relatives exert over the household funds, making them reluctant to part with even small amounts of money. Throughout the past, the friends have engaged in diverse money-making endeavors to amass their fruitcake fund, including selling preserves, participating in contests, and establishing a backyard fun and freak museum that features a 3-legged chicken. After carefully tallying their savings, which amount to $13, they decide to discard a penny to ward off misfortune. The following day, they face the challenge of acquiring whiskey for the fruitcakes, a task that demands secrecy due to the prohibition of alcohol sales in America during that era. Sneaking around this legal constraint, Buddy and his friend head to the town's fish fry and dancing cafe, an establishment deemed sinful. This establishment is owned by the imposing Mr. Haha Jones, a figure described by the narrator as an Indian giant sporting scars from a razor across his cheeks. The two approach Haha with a mixture of anxiety and apprehension. However, Haha treats the duo with kindness, proposing to provide them the whiskey without charge, in exchange for a fruitcake. The narrator imparts that although these fruitcakes are designated for friends, their definition extends beyond family and neighbors to encompass individuals who appear kind or intriguing, like a bus driver, a Baptist missionary, and even President Roosevelt. These seemingly unfamiliar faces and fleeting acquaintances become their truest friends. The narrative then fast-forwards to December. Buddy and his friend have completed the distribution of their fruitcakes, celebrating by sharing the remnants of their whiskey. Engaging in merry dancing and singing in the kitchen, their jubilation is disrupted by the arrival of 2 relatives. These relatives chastise Buddy's friend to the point of tears, condemning her actions of providing alcohol to a 7-year-old. Their rebukes are laced with concern, exclaiming she's on a path to ruin, embarrassment, and disgrace. Buddy consoles her by pledging to bring a Christmas tree to their home. The subsequent day, the pair embarks on an expedition into a captivating woodland where they discover a colossal tree. Devoting the day to the task, they fell the tree and transport it back to their abode. During this journey, they catch the attention of the rich mill owner's lazy wife, who spots them from her car and offers payment for the tree. Despite the enticement, Buddy's friend declines the offer. At home, they festoon the tree with ornaments they've crafted themselves. While satisfied with the Christmas tree, Buddy grapples with his inability to purchase gifts for his friend. He can only construct a kite for her. On the eve of Christmas, Buddy's friend confides in him about her regret concerning her inability to procure a bicycle as a gift for him. Instead, she had the means only to craft a kite. Their shared laughter becomes a source of solace. Christmas morning arrives, and Buddy's excitement wanes as he opens impersonal presents from his other relatives, a second-hand sweater and a subscription to a children's religious magazine. Nonetheless, his spirits lift when he and his friend soar their kites together in a field, fostering a connection that supersedes material gifts. Buddy's friend undergoes a spiritual revelation and imparts her newfound insight. Previously, she had envisioned God as distant and unapproachable, yet on this Christmas morning, her perception shifts. She recognizes that the Lord has already shown himself in the very essence of their surroundings, the clouds, kites, grass, and even Queenie pawing at the earth over her bone. Everything they've always witnessed embodies his presence. The narrative then leaps ahead several years, with the narrator stating, "This is our last Christmas together." The narrator clarifies that after this Christmas, his other relatives choose to send him to military school, while Queenie's life comes to an end a year following this final shared Christmas with his friend. Military school proves to be an ordeal for Buddy, as he never feels a sense of belonging. True home, to him, can only exist when his friend is present. While the two correspond through letters, her deteriorating health becomes apparent in her messages. Gradually in her letters she tends to confuse me with her other friend, the Buddy who died in the 1880s, and there comes a November morning when she can't muster the enthusiasm to exclaim, "Oh my, it's fruitcake weather." Buddy receives a letter bearing the news of his friend's passing, a revelation that doesn't shock him, as the information merely confirms a piece of news some secret vein had already received, severing from me an irreplaceable part of myself. The story concludes with Buddy walking across the grounds of his military school in December, gazing at the sky, hopeful to catch a glimpse of a lost pair of kites hurrying toward heaven, resembling hearts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.